body. He's quick. He's sustaining effort, running the floor. He's aggressive offensively, but he's really efficient with what he does. He's not forcing anything, and he's a willing passer. So teams that try to double him, have problems because he finds people. Very unselfish guy.
In their loss to Minnesota, that's something he said was ball screening, defending their opposing ball screen was what they had trouble with. How do you attack that and get them out of position using that high ball screen?
Well, I would say ball screens were part of it. The other part was Nate Mason. He had 31, and he's really playing as well as anybody in our league right now. So you can utilize ball screens for sure, but that can't be your only strategy.
Fran, what do you make of the league so far?
Exactly what I thought it was. I said it, when everybody would listen, back way before it started, that, this was, to me, this was really easy to see coming. I don't know why anybody else thought any differently, to be honest with you.
Does that put even more pressure to win at home, if that is possible?
For everybody, yeah.
Defensively, excuse me, how do you take a step forward from that last game, and how much film do you watch from the last game to apply to this one?
You watch the same amount of film for every game, because, even though there were a lot of things we didn't do, there were some things we did well. So you need to point that out, but recognize what we can't do, what we can't do. The next time we play anybody, certainly Purdue, as well as they're playing, they have legitimate low post scorers. They've got multiple low post scorers. They've got multiple drivers. They can play fast. They can grind you in the half court if they want to. And they're physical both defensively and on the glass. So you gotta, you can't turn the ball over 18, 19 times and beat Purdue. You can't. You gotta take care of the ball. You gotta move the ball and certainly play better than we played the last time.
When they're hitting threes like that, that just seems to add another dimension to them.
Yeah, they're really difficult to beat then, because remember in the first half they made 10 threes. In the second half, the two big guys got a bunch. So you gotta stop both components of their offense if you can. Low post defense, but then also closing out and getting to 3-point shooters. And their spacing's good, and their ability to move the ball and pass the ball, willingness to do that is really impressive. You look at their assist turnover numbers collectively, they're as good as you're going to see. Matthias is 70-25, and Vince Edwards is 60-35. I mean, you go right on down the line. Swanigan's numbers are good. He's a few over, but he's got a bunch of assists for a guy that's scoring over 20 points a game. And that's a handful right there.
With what we're seeing from Isaiah, is that kind of what you saw in practice last year? Is it kind of what you anticipated, the way he moves in transition?
Yeah, he's always done that. Now, last year in practice, he was up and down, but you saw it, fairly regularly in terms of his ability to score the basketball, make threes, finish in transition, drive the ball to the basket. Now what he needs to do is incorporate his ability to make plays for other people off the dribble. And that's hard because I want him to be aggressive and score for himself. I'm encouraging him to attack and go score, go get buckets. And so it's identifying that fine line between, okay, when do I get a bucket for myself, and when do I move it on, and how are they playing me? Because he plays with kind of a reckless abandon, which is good most of the time.
Do you change your approach defensively, or is it just about executing what your plan was last time a little bit better?
I think I think it's a little bit of both. There's gonna be a lot of similarities in terms of, okay, we thought we needed to do this, we still have to do that. But, both teams, even though it's not been that long, we're both different teams than we were that night. So we make those necessary adjustments, and, we've, adjusted our starting lineup, and even our sub rotations are a little bit different. So you just try to re-emphasize some of the things that you think were necessary that maybe we didn't do, or we did sporadically, and then, make a few adjustments that we think might be better this time.